I'm going to use this broccoli to show you exactly how we have been keeping our grocery prices ultra low, even though prices keep going up. If you don't know me, I'm Hope. This is Under the Median, where practical frugality meets real life. Sitting in my kitchen, prepping this broccoli to do some things with it, and I thought, this broccoli, there are certain things about this broccoli that are exactly the strategies I've been using to keep our grocery budget ultra low. How low, you might ask? Well, we are a whole food, plant-based family. We keep our grocery budget at $200 a month. I say it's for 3 people because our 2 youngest sons still live at home, but they are old enough that they're not home for a lot of the meals. So really, even though 4 people live here, it's kind of like feeding 3 people. So I'm just going to give you some tips while I am prepping this broccoli. The first tip, by the way, is the broccoli itself. I bought this last week at Kroger. It was on sale for $1.49 a pound, and that was just for the crowns. So like every bit of this broccoli is super easy to use. But I found the broccoli when I was doing something else, and this is tip number 2. I was doing my weekly perishable food inventory. Every Thursday, I go through all the food that is sitting on my counter. I go through all of the perishables that are in the refrigerator, and I inventory them. Now, the list that I make is a categorized list that makes sure that it's prioritized, and all the items with the shortest shelf life go at the top of that list, and I work my way down to items that will last a little longer in the refrigerator. What that allows me to do is take that inventory and create usually about a 3-day menu plan based on things that I already have in the house. Because let's face it, like what happens on Thursday, we realize Friday's coming, it's payday, we feel like we really need to go get some fast food because it's Friday, and we convince ourselves there's no food left in the house. But when you use this method, it shows you there is indeed food still in your house and you could eat at home. I'm gonna cut this up. Don't waste anything. What's left there of the stems, I'm gonna set those aside. I'll put those in soup. When you're able to get an item and you get it at an ultra low price, so shop your loss leaders. Loss leaders are items that are usually on the front page of the sales flyer. They're ultra low priced items. Grocery stores use it as a way to get you into the grocery store, hoping that you will buy everything that is on your grocery list for that week at that one grocery store. Shop multiple stores. That's another tip for you. When you go in, make sure that you're getting those loss leaders. This was no limit, so we could get as much as we wanted. I bought 5.5 pounds, which, by the way, at $1.49 a pound, I figured it up. It cost me $8.20 for all the broccoli. Now, this isn't 5 pounds of broccoli. This is just what was left. I made a couple of other recipes earlier this week. I'm just gonna put the broccoli in this bowl while I'm prepping it. So you've got your loss leader items. The other thing you're gonna do while you're at your grocery store is you are going to make sure that you are looking for areas in the grocery store that have markdowns. Most grocery stores have markdown areas, but not all of them. If you don't immediately see a markdown area, ask your local grocer if they have a markdown area. In the markdown area, you're going to find things that are close to the sell-by date. Sometimes it's items that their flavors, they're different brands the grocery store isn't going to carry anymore. Maybe the packaging has changed slightly, so they need to get all the old packaging off of the shelves. There's lots of reasons why something might show up in that markdown area. I'm going to keep just a little bit less than that on the end of these because I kind of like it to look like a drumstick, you know, when I'm done with it. So I'm going to prep all of them to about that same length. Okay, I've prepped a big bowl of the broccoli florets to make into the buffalo wings. I'll show you how to make the buffalo wing batter in just a second. I want to show you what's left over here. Out of all the broccoli I showed you, I've got these 2 left. These are going to be a stir fry, and all of the trimmings that I cut off as I was going, these will all go into a vegetable soup. So that's one of the other tips, is to make sure that you're using all the parts. Don't throw away things that you actually could use for additional recipes. I would say also cooking from scratch is huge. And having a game plan. So you'll notice that when I found this on sale, I bought 5.5 pounds. I would consider that a bulk buy of anything. One of the ways that we keep our grocery budget low and stay within that grocery budget without blowing it out when we find a great deal like broccoli florets for $1.49 a pound. Now, granted, I bought 5.5 pounds, which was only a little over $8. But we take our entire grocery budget at the first of the month and divide it into fifths. We reserve 1/5 as stock up money. So that's when we find something that's a super good deal and we want to buy multiples of it. I tend to separate those into that 20% of the budget that is reserved for stocking up. It allows me to take advantage of deals like this without feeling like I'm going to completely wreck my grocery budget. The other thing you want to do is when you find a great deal, remember this was a loss leader, so this was one of the ultra low priced items, buy up to the limit, make sure that you know how you're going to store it. If it's non-perishable, of course, you're just going to put it on your pantry shelf. But if it is perishable, I would have made a plan to make sure that I blanched this and froze some of it if I was buying, say, 10 or 15 pounds of it, and then stuck it in the freezer for later use, because then later down the line, I'm eating broccoli that I paid $1.49 a pound for. No matter what broccoli is 6 months in the future, then you're eating something that you stocked up on at a great price and you stuck it in your freezer. The other thing you want to do is when you get this home, so I got this broccoli home. This was, I don't know, a few days ago. And I made sure that I came up with a game plan of how I was going to use the broccoli. When you find an ultra low priced single ingredient, when you get home, look up different ways that you can serve that. So I think we made enchiladas or something with part of the broccoli. We've made 2 other recipes with it, but it's been a few days ago, so I don't remember exactly what we made with it. Serve that ingredient in different ways so your family doesn't feel like they're eating just broccoli. So as I mentioned, this is going to be buffalo broccoli wings. This is going to be a stir fry. This is going to go into soup. That gives my family different ways to experience broccoli. So by the end of the week, they're not going, I feel like all we're eating is broccoli. The other thing you want to do is figure out how you're going to stretch it. So the stir fry is easy. That's going to go over rice. I'm probably also going to take the buffalo broccoli wings and serve those over rice. And I'll make a nice buffalo broccoli sauce and maybe a little bit of a vegan ranch sauce to put over the top of it too. So it'll make like a meal-sized portion rather than just a snack-sized portion. So think in terms of that. But the other thing is, even though I just told you to stretch it, make sure that you're keeping your meals simple. Don't serve 4 or 5 things along with the buffalo broccoli wings. Serve just 1 or 2 more things. Maybe a side salad and a piece of fruit for dessert, something like that. Keep it ultra simple. Let's make the buffalo broccoli batter. This is 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to pour in, and I actually wrote some amounts down. I cook by feel a lot, guys. I'm going to take the top off this hot sauce, and I'm going to add...
What kind of hot sauce is that? I can't see the label on it.
This is real hot sauce. Frank's. The best hot sauce. Tell me in the comment section what kind of hot sauce you like. Okay, so for Larry's sake, there's a scant half cup. He's not a huge hot sauce fan. I'm going to add a tablespoon of, this is onion powder. This is from Sam's. Buy stuff in bulk when it makes sense. That would be another tip that I would give you. We buy in bulk twice a year from the Amish store. This is from Sam's, but twice a year, there's an Amish store about an hour drive from us, and we go there twice a year. And we stock up on mostly bulk, dry, pantry type foods. This is called Nooch, also known as nutritional yeast. It's, vegans use this. It has a cheesy flavor, but it is not cheese. For those of you who are dairy-free, wait, I'm having trouble. There we go. I don't have a lot of it left. I'm just going to add probably a tablespoon or so of this. And I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder as well. Garlic powder to me is a lot stronger than onion powder, so I never add quite as much. I'm going to call that 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Now, I like the hot sauce, but I also like a little bit of sweet to cut it. So I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of real maple syrup. We get our maple syrup from Sam's or Costco. Yes, we have memberships to both. We got our Sam's membership free from points that we accrued on Fetch. If you guys don't use Fetch, that's another tip, is to make sure that you are scanning all of your receipts into Fetch. You get points for every receipt. Then once you accumulate points, you can redeem those points for gift cards to lots and lots of different places.
How'd we get our Costco membership?
That was a gift from our son Daniel's girlfriend for Christmas.
Nice.
All right. I'm probably going to have to add, I'm almost, and I do mean almost, out of plant-based milk. Do you hear that? That's like 3 tablespoons in the bottom of there. So normally I would add more milk than that, but what I did was I added enough milk that it's going to be at least half milk. I will undoubtedly have to add a little bit of water to this to get it to the right consistency. You want a thick-ish batter, but once it sits, it does kind of firm up a little bit. So you got to find that sweet spot. Let me see if there's anything else I need to add. I think that's it, guys. Let's stir and see. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to add some water. All right, hold on a hot second, guys. I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back. I wound up having to add a little over 1.5 cups more milk or water. So you want, I'll show you the consistency. It's like a thick pancake batter. There are lumps in this, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Look, if you want it lump-free, stick it in your blender and it will blend it until it's smooth. I feel like it needs a little more seasoning, so I'm gonna add some Kirkland no salt seasoning. You guys ever use this? This is glorious. It's got a nice kick of pepper with it, but I feel like it also has some citrus notes in there, like maybe it's got a little bit of lemon. It's one of my favorite seasonings to use. I use it all the time and stuff. There's the consistency you're looking for. My air fryer is non-stick, but I still spray the bottom of just when I'm making I don't use a lot of oil, but I'm always afraid they're gonna stick if I don't put a little bit of oil in for these. These are easy peasy, guys. Yes, my hands are clean. Shake off what's left. There we go. It's nicely coated. And you can see this will thicken up a little bit as it sits. In fact, I don't know how many this will make. I'm gonna guess about 30. We'll get pretty close to the bowl full. When you'll run out of this faster if you don't kind of shake off the excess. You could dip the whole thing in here and just get it out with forks or something, and you would have that stem nicely covered. But I don't know, I like using my hands. Figure God gave us hands for a reason. I feel like it's for dipping things that you're gonna put in the air fryer. I don't know. We have a whole batch of them in here. You can see, leave a little bit of space in between them. We're gonna put this in the air fryer. I do 390 for about 14 to 18 minutes. Kind of check them. Check them after about 10, 12 minutes, kind of see what they're doing. All right, air fryer, 390, 14 to 18 minutes. I'll show you what they look like when they come out. The air fryer just beeped. I had it in there at 390 for 14 minutes. Then I turned them over and here they are, nice and crispy. I'll put them on this plate here so you can see them. I will say that the batter was a little bit thin and it could have been just a smidge thicker. It kind of bled like a little bit onto the bottom of the pan, made it a little flat here because it was a little too thin, but it tastes so good. You get that little bit of zing in the back of your mouth from the hot sauce. It's nice and crispy. I have made these in case you want to, you can make a huge batch of them, like on a big sheet pan and stick them in the oven. I do 375 for about 18 minutes or so, and that cooks them just as well as it does in the air fryer. The advantage of that is that you can do a whole lot more of them than you can in the air fryer, because I'm going to stand here for the next 45 minutes feeding these batch by batch into the air fryer. Really good. Remember, stretch this appetizer into a main meal. Serve it over some rice, put some sauces over the top of it. You're good to go. Side salad, maybe a piece of fruit for dessert. And that is how you save money on your groceries. Now, if you want more ideas on how to keep your grocery budget ultra low, even though prices are going up, I just did a video on unusual methods that we use to keep our budget low as far as food is concerned. That video is right over there.